Alrighty, welcome back to the Mach E Connection. So today we're going to install a dash cam. Alrighty, so today we're going to install a dash cam. We have our tools we need here to help pry the panels off. In the WRX, we had the OBT2 installation for the dash cam, which I'm told on the Mach E you do not want to use this. We won't be using that today. Instead, we're going to install the Magic Pro for our dash cam. And for dash cams, we have the Blackvue DR900S with the 2-channel. So we have the rear camera right here. This is a 4K. This is a 1080p. We have new stickers since this is a reused camera from the old car. And we have your Mini 2 fuse adapters. So with that, let's get started with this. So I like to start with the hardest part of the car first, which I think in this case is going to be the rear camera. So we're going to start on the back here and see if we can get that in first. Alright, so starting the rear, we want to remove this panel right here. It is just it's a clip, so be careful, snap them off. And make sure all your bits are still there. Make sure this one's a little loose, make sure we keep that one on there. There we go, yep. We want our rear cam to be here. We want to be able to go through this booty right here. So we're going to need to separate the line right there. Let's do that first. Again, be very careful because you don't want to put a crease in this. It's really not hard to crease. Pretty much, there we go. So to get through your part right here, I got an idea. I have myself a string. And I need that string, I tighten a little, oh, there we go, a little washer, a little nut, which is magnetic. So with my magnet, my little nut, I'm going to try to feed that through. Let's take our nut, drop it in. Okay, it is right there. We are so close. And, oh shoot, don't bend that. And look at that. We have our line pulled through. Holy crap, that was extremely difficult. But now we have a line pulled through. We should be able to finish our install. It's taken me over an hour to feed this thing through. Basically just get the magnet and slowly pinching the nut through this booty, shaking it around, all that. Anyway, let's look at our camera here. Look at our cable. You notice one end is a 90-degree angle and one end is straight. The straight end will go to the rear camera. The rear camera is going to be here, so we want the straight end up here. So we want to feed this cable through the bottom to come out up here. Okay? So let's go ahead and remove our nut. That did help us feed this thing through. And I'm going to find a way to tie this off. I think I'm going to try to pull it through like this. Oh. I think that way will not get loose and stuck in there. Let's do a double knot. And with our cable attached, let's now slowly feed this thing up and through. And there's our wire. So the loop worked. Now let's just finish pulling it through. Don't be too forceful, but give it a little wiggle. There we go. Our wire is through. And there's a little white thing in here. You just gotta make sure it lines back up. I can get back like that. So there. Our wire is through. Let's go ahead and untie our rope. And let's hope we don't do that again. Again, it's taking me over an hour to feed this line through. If you don't have patience, I would not do it the way I did it. But I really wanted through that booty without making any extra holes or anything. Okay, well, let's leave that there. Let's go ahead and put our panel back on. Line up your hole as best you can. And give it a good few thumps. Sorry. Slide the top piece in first and then push together. So there's our cable. Let's go ahead and finish squeezing it through. Okay, so this next bit, let's now route this cable to the front. I want to leave a little bit of slack here. I'm gonna do that. Just put a couple pushes in. That way if there's any catch here, we have some slack right here. And yeah, that should be good. So let's just go ahead and start putting our cable through. So I just put it right here. Hold its panel over. So let's just use our little spudger and slowly work our way around the edge. It'd probably be easier to remove this panel, but I don't think we really need to. There we go. Cool. Now we're that far. All right, so we're just gonna keep working our way around the liner until we get to the front. Better now. So you see I'm trying to bring the wire over. So you can see the roof liner. We're trying to get past that point so that we can go back over and under the liner. Okay, now we're in. I'm just gonna slowly work our line up and around. So, getting around this pillar has been tricky, but you just gotta slowly work the cable along the edge here. You gotta come down far enough so you can come back over here. And once you get this cable in, you then want to go back over and pull your liner, your seal back out. You should use your fingers. With that, you should never know it's ever touched. There you go. Back pretty and smooth. All right, so we're still working our cable from here. Now we're just going to keep the progress going. Just like that. So now we're over here. Go back under the roof liner. And be very careful. This roof liner, if you crease it, you're never going to get rid of that crease. So definitely take your time while moving this wire under the roof liner. And make sure you are in the roof liner and not just under the seal. If you're just under the seal, the wires will just fall out again. So you want to make sure you are pushing the wire in up under the roof liner. Sometimes you use your little V on your tool here. Put the wire in there and that can help push it along. So just put it like that in the wire. And then really just push it back in. It should help you guide along just like that. We're going to come along, up and over to this panel right here. So let's go ahead and pop this guy off. See the camera over here. Oh. So this should pop right off. It's not coming off. Oh, there it goes. That was a little more violent than I expected. Again, make sure all your clips are there. And that panel is off. And nothing broke. Okay, that was a little more violent than I expected. All right, that's off now. So now let's work away from the corner here until we get up to here. Okay. It looks like we are there. So now we have all this excess wire. Because we only want this wire about right there. So let's take this wire, try and loop it up like so. You can zip tie it if you want. I'm just gonna push it all up into the liner. So we got that. All right, next let's put our Magic box in. Okay, now for Magic Pro, look at the directions here, and we'll see. For the cutoffs, you want the car to show up at 12 volts. You're going to flip up pin 1 and flip down DP2. Put this guy in. And let's go here. So, looking at our little thing we put off the internet, we want number 3 is going to be for the accessory for the dash cam, which is our red wire here. So let's take our red wire accessories. Let's use the 10 amp one. Put this little wire on. I like to fold these. Let's separate a little bit, just like that. Slide that in. Get your pliers. And then squeeze the shit out of this. Get a nice, good connection. Make sure it's still on there solid, not going to come slide out. And there we go. So let's go to our 15, which is going to be our label battery, our yellow wire. Crimp it down. again. So we decided we wanted the yellow wire, which is your battery, is going to go to your constant power, which is fuse 13. Fuse 13 is this guy right here. Okay, we're in fuse 13 with our battery wire. And now our accessory wire is going to go to fuse 3, which is this one right here. Yeah, that must be 3 right there. And it does say 3. All right. So this one here, we're going to face this direction. Okay, and there we are. So fuse, again, fuse 3 is for accessory. Fuse 13 is for battery. Dash cam. Now that is wired up. We gotta find a place for our ground. So to get to our ground wire, I think we need to remove the glove box, find a ground wire spot. Let's go ahead and take my stuff out of here. And these should come out just by popping these parts in. And we have a little part here. Part pops off. There we go. So now, yeah, right here. This screw here, we're gonna use for ground. So with our tester 10mm, go in there and remove this bolt. So with our ground wire in hand, you're gonna take it and you're gonna slip it behind this washer and then tighten it up. All right, with that, our ground wire is on. Everything else is now wired up, so we should be able to plug in our dash cam and confirm that everything is working. There we go. GPS light is on. Let me see if this light on. And now we're recording. So our camera is working. It is making easy. So now we want to mount our Magic Pro box. You want to make it so your on-off switch is accessible. So I'm thinking we rotate it like this. Let's go ahead and disconnect that for a second. Thinking we put it right here. Oh, it's not that will that work. Try and tuck this guy down here. It's all out of the way. Take this wire here and start working our way over. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. So take this wire here, bring it all the way over. I'm gonna start going in under this panel. So this part here, let's flap up. And going under. Okay, got you back outside the car so you can see what I'm doing here. So now we got the wire located right here. We're now going to slowly work our way back up. And once you get your finger in there, you just push it in. There we go. Now that we're working up here, it might be easier to skip this bit. Just go right to here. We can just loop it in, and then we can meet ourselves in the middle. And you want to make sure you stay behind the airbag, which if you just leave it like here, it should be just fine. That looks good. looks very good. Make sure our wire is all hidden. Okay. So now that we're here, we're going to go under the headliner and just work our way over. Just like last time. There we are. Now we just got to place our front camera and plug it in. So I like my camera right in the center. And that. So make sure your wire ports are on the right side for the Blackvue. Alright, so now let's get this right in the center. By center I mean I want the camera in the center. That looks pretty good. We'll just get it plugged in and see where we want that spot before that glue gets too hard. Let's plug you in. Okay, and then live view. There we are. So I like that position right there, actually. I think we got it the first try. Nice centered the car. Alright, now we're cramming the back of the car. So let's try and place our rear camera where we want it. So notice the window is kind of dirty right here. I wonder how that will affect our, oh shoot, camera. You see it does show a lot of dirt there, but put it right there. Or we can put it down lower, but you're going to see a wire. We see it's a lot cleaner. So, what do we do? All right. So our dash cam up high. So now let's just finish putting this back together. That should do it. See a nice clean install. Barely any wire showing. And if we look at our camera, well, we can get it now, but let's close this lid. So there's our front camera. And rear camera. Like I said, it looks pretty dirty, but so it will work. Like I said, you can definitely see the dirt, but you know, we can always make sure we wipe it clean if we're ever in a bad neighborhood, you know. So I think I'm happy with that. So with extra wire, we're just gonna push back up into the liner. And now we have a dash cam installed. Sure. All right, so let me show you over here. You can see I do have exposed wires behind the mirror, but you want that, you can, you know, disconnect the camera if you ever need to. You got plenty of slack to work with it over here. But other than that, the wires are pretty well hidden. You can tuck them a little more like that if you want to. That looks good. Everything here looks good. Let's check the rest of this. So you can see now the wire here is all hidden. Everything's looking good. Final inspection back here. Wires are good. Oh, we gotta fix this. Jeez. All the wires are hidden. The only wire you see is right there. Back. If you really look, you really can't see it too well, but you can see it right there. Good, good, good. So, with the dash cam now installed, let's go over some final thoughts. It was extremely more difficult than I planned. Basically, the only difficult part we had was the wiring up getting that rear camera wire through that grommet. That took me probably a good hour of just trying to use my fingers, push it through, get the magnet, holding it up, and just kind of squeezing it little by little by little. Yeah, it was painful. It took over an hour. I don't know if I recommend anyone else doing it that way. I think it looks good in the end, so it was worth it in the end, but it was extremely difficult. Everything else though went pretty smooth and flawless like I expected. My wiring sheet I used, as you can see here, this was done by the More You Bear YouTube channel. I will link his dash cam video installation down below. But yeah, big thanks to him. He's the one that figured out all the wiring and all that stuff, so I didn't have to. So that link will be down below. And with that, thanks for watching. See you later. Alright, one last thing before we end the video. I forgot to reconnect the glove box, which is that right there, so make sure you attach that. And on the Magic Pro box, I changed it to a 24-hour timer with a 12.5 volt cutoff. It looks like this. Remember, my box is currently upside down. So everything is off, but the 4-pin is on, and that should give you about 20-30 minutes on the current Mach E 12-volt battery. If you want more than that, you're going to need to buy an external Blackvue battery, and I'll probably make a video about one of those later if I get one. So until then, see you later.